Leena, do you reply to like all these? How often? I guess percentage wise, when someone joins TSM, it's them asking you versus you asking them. Like, do people apply and say, "Hey, I want to be in TSM," and you check them out, and you're like, "All right, sure, come on in."
I would say 90% is us reaching out. There have been a few cases where we would, send out a tweet, "Hey, we're recruiting for this game," and we would have like people apply. And usually we have some intern go through all the, pretty shitty replies, and also Peter in the background.
Hi, Peter.
Also,
He waved.
Yeah, and so what was I saying? So
you have people going through the
Reach out
applications.
yeah. And so usually we have like an intern go through the initial application process, because you're going to get a lot of spam. There's a lot of times where people will, they're like 12 and they just want to shoot their shot.
Mhm.
But with our Apex team, we were actually able to find them through that initial questionnaire that they filled out.
Nice.
And if you actually have, like you guys said, if you actually have a portfolio, have like a Twitch channel, have some YouTube videos up, we'll actually go through them. It's just most of the time people don't even have that.
Damn, your Apex team is actually fucking insane. I don't know if you guys follow it. It's I think the best team.
Who is it?
Like,
I actually don't follow the Apex scene in general too much.
It's Aberlily, Imperial Hell, and Reps. They're actually so fucking good, dude. It's insane.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're the best team in the world right now. So
by a long shot.
And they were the ones who applied, right?
Yeah.
To the tweet.
Yeah, the initial roster was actually Thump, Imperial Hal, and actually forgot who the third was. But then we ended up going through a few different roster changes for where we're at now.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't like they didn't all three apply like together. It was just like, oh, holy shit, yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, and with Valorant, being so poppin', still in beta though, like not even everyone has it yet. I'm sure we have a few viewers who are players of Valorant. It's like, all right, Leena, how do I get on the TSM Valorant team when it comes out? Am I supposed to grind the ranks? Do I hit, top Valorant and
that
hit you
always
up?
helps.
Yeah, like ranked is supposed to be coming out, I think, tomorrow, and so if you are looking to join any type of pro team, you're gonna have to grind ranks. And I think the other thing is being realistic with there's a lot of the times people who are too young to be a part of any esports team, but they'll still apply. People who...
What would you say is too young?
So Riot has a rule where you have to be 17 or older to compete. And so Fortnite was, I think, 14 and older. And so each game will have their own rule. I think like we do have so many kids who like joining TSM is their dream, but they want to drop out of school to do something like this. And I would just say that's not realistic. And just wait till you're a little bit older and then see if it's realistic for you. Like I think Fortnite had a really terrible scene where Iman, you're a part of the scene where there's so many kids just dropping out of school to try to make it. Yeah.
So there was no like age thing for Fortnite.
Yeah, it's 14 to compete, but a lot of kids dropped out of school to try to become a Fortnite, and so yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I think I've heard of people quitting their jobs to be like streamers,
but when you're like 14, you kind of gotta make it through school first.
Yeah, it's like if you lose your early childhood education to play video games, that really
and it might not work
mess
out.
You up. Yeah,
and it's kind of I don't know. Do you guys think it's kind of harder to go back, or like I feel like it would feel worse to go back when you're young versus if you're in university and you kind of skip out on a year or two. I feel like everyone's kind of like 20 something in school, but
100%.
It's much more impactful when you're much younger.
It's like the foundation of like your your personality, like your beliefs, like all of that is like shaped and formed in like your high school years. And then...
But also on the other hand, I think Soren Bjergsen like didn't finish high school or even like go to high school. He's doing fine.
Okay, he's the exception. This man, like, isn't
Yeah,
this man,
but that's the thing.
He is
There's like one
insane.
exception, and then there's a lot of other situations where it doesn't work out, and it's a lot riskier than it needs to be. I do think a lot of people, even if you don't make it right away when you could have, if you still have that potential within you, like you can make it down the road when it's a bit less risky too.
Yeah, I think for pro gaming versus content creation, it's just about being realistic with where your skill set is at. I think Soren is someone who he's always been insane at the game. He was killing the solo queue game before he was on a team. I know when he turned 17, he joined his team in EU, and then they were 07 before him, and then they went 7-0. So it's just, he knew he was good. People knew he was good. For him, the risk wasn't as big as someone who is like Diamond and trying to make it, because I think the talent's just not really there.
Are you saying I can't be a pro player?
Oh,
'Cause
you
I'm
can do anything you want.
Thanks, Leena.
All right. Well, so there you have it, kids. Don't drop out of school. But
Yeah.
if you are really, really, really good and
If you're
17 years
number
old-
1 on the ladder, then you can drop out. But everyone else, don't do it.
Exactly. You hit number 1 on the ladder. It's open a Twitch channel, and I guarantee you, viewers are gonna
Easy.
come flooding in.
100%.
100%. So, like, all you future Valorant pro players, a lot of you have it in your Twitter like descriptions already, even though the game's not released. That's how you get noticed.